Y'all know who it is. It's that boss man, K Poe, through the door. Here to talk this boxing. What's up with y'all? Your boy on his way home. We're going to talk about this, man, because I've been seeing this in, a couple of videos and comments. People saying Danny Garcia is a gatekeeper. I said people are saying that Danny Garcia is a gatekeeper. You heard me? I said that people are saying that Danny Garcia is a gatekeeper. We finna talk about it. Danny Swift Garcia from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is now fighting at 154. I think he fought July 30th, if I ain't mistaken, against Jose Benavidez, who's a former foe of Terrence Crawford. Fought a good fight, but got stopped in the 12th round. All right. Danny Garcia. We finna stick to facts. No opinions. All right. Danny Garcia has a better resume than Terrence Crawford at 140 and at 147. Danny Garcia's road to undisputed at 140 was tougher than Terrence Crawford's road to undisputed at 140. And I got another video coming because I got to talk about this shit. Because y'all talking about size of the street and L Spence and, we're going to talk about Top Rank and what they did for Terrence Crawford at 140. Anyway, it just came to my mind right now. So my bad. I'm getting sidetracked. But the fact of the matter is this. Danny Garcia fought better competition at 140 and 147. At 147, Danny Garcia fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero. What's that boy name? Brandon, I forgot the Hispanic dude name. He knocked him out with a headshot. I forgot his name. Y'all excuse me. But he fought Keith Thurman. It was a back and forth fight. He wasn't really performing well in the first half of the fight, but in the second half, he started putting in that work. And you can make the argument that he beat Keith Thurman. All right? Sean Porter. He fought Sean Porter for the WBC belt. You can make the argument that he beat Sean Porter. So now, he's going to fight Jose Benavidez and try to go on this journey at 154. Right? But Danny Garcia fighting Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and L Spence trumps all of Terrence Crawford's resume. Like I said, this is not hate. People take the fact that you say stuff like this and you hating on Terrence Crawford. No, I'm not. This is facts. Because how do I know it's facts? Because Terrence Crawford is suing his former promoter for not getting fights. Stop playing, bro. Y'all be trying, man. Y'all be really trying, but it don't work. So anyway, let's get back on topic. I see the narrative that's being pushed. A lot of y'all try to sit there and you're trying to use the fact that because Danny Garcia fought L Spence and L Spence is fighting Terrence Crawford, y'all trying to paint this narrative that because this is happening, y'all try to discredit fighters that L Spence has fought to make them look less than what they really are. So in other words, you're trying to say that Danny Garcia is an average fighter. He wasn't average when he was fighting Keith Thurman. He wasn't average when he was fighting Sean Porter. So why is he average now? And I'll tell you why. Because he fought Errol Spence Jr. And that's their way to try to elevate. Let me say it again. That's their way to try to elevate Terrence Crawford's resume to Errol Spence, in which it won't happen. You can't do it. He ain't fought the caliber of fighters that Errol Spence has fought. And this is the thing. Everybody talk about how basic a fighter Errol Spence is. Yes, he is basic, but he's mastered the basics. He's a master of the basics. You understand? Master of the basics. So particularly what happens is he beats boys with the basic fundamentals. But he beat the brakes off of them with basic fundamentals. He ain't doing nothing special. Jab, hook off the jab, jab, two off the jab, jab, body shot off the jab. Everything is off the jab. And he whooping their ass with basics. Danny Garcia, same thing. Everything off the jab. flat-footed fighter, got power, but everything off the jab. He worked. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia is a good fighter, a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he can win a championship at 154. If Jermell Charlo move up to 160, I believe that Danny Garcia can be a champion at 154. I believe that. I don't know if he can be undisputed, but he can be a champion at 154. But y'all try to sit here and ridicule this dude and say he sucked. Basically, that's what you're saying. He's a gatekeeper. How's he a gatekeeper? The only fight where it was like, for sure, like, yeah, you lost, was Errol. In which everybody was, before that fight, saying, I don't know if you should take that fight, Errol. That's a dangerous fight. Many people were saying that stuff. That's a dangerous fight, Errol. Why would you take that Danny Garcia fight? I wouldn't do that. Guess what? He did it anyway and beat the shit out of him. After the fight, oh, man, Danny just a gatekeeper. How? When he fought arguably the best champion at that time in Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, back in the day, was looked at as the #1 welterweight back then. So now that, because this dude is fighting Errol, he sucked, man. He ain't the same fighter, bro. He trash. He just a gatekeeper. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just bullshit. You can't sit there and try to tell me that that Danny Garcia is not a great fighter. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. That's just what it is, bro. You can't sit there and tell me that Danny Garcia sucked, because you capping. But they do that. This man fought killers. This man fought fights that nobody was signed up for besides Errol Spence. Errol Spence was trying to fight all of them. You know what I mean? And they told him to wait. But that's a whole nother subject. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Danny Garcia is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. And we need to put some respect on that boy's name, man. Real talk, real deal spill. You know what I mean? This dude ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? I believe if if Terence Crawford fought Danny Garcia, that's a 50-50 fight. I believe that wholeheartedly. That's a 50-50 fight. And I say what I say about this fight with Errol Spence. Whoever make the most adjustments will win that fight. But you can't sit there and tell me that Danny Garcia is a gatekeeper. You can't tell me that. You can't sit there and be like, hey, man, Danny Garcia, he sucked. He ain't fought nobody. That's cap. This nigga, my fault. This nigga was a champion. And he fought the best competition. Now he going on to another weight class to fight. But don't sit there and try to tell me that he's a gatekeeper. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some respect on these fighters' names, man. They fought a good fight. They been on a long journey. Let's just respect them. Boss gone.